Now, the traditional definition of quality is that one must be there must be an absence of deficiency. Okay, meaning to say, if you have a product or a service, it must conform with the set specification. Quality now is defined as fitness of use. This was the concept that was propagated by Joseph Duran. Okay? So it evaluates the performance of the product, and beyond just meeting the minimum specification, the product now must be able to fit the use of its intended recipient or customer. Another one is quality has also evolved into something that defines yung value for money. If you pay something, like if you bought a product, let's say a cell phone, do you feel that the money that you have spent buying the phone is worth this thing? So it's not no longer just the absence. It's more of the perception of the user, whether he got his money's worth. The other quality concept is that beyond just buying the cell phone and being able to make sure that it works, what happens if suddenly something went wrong with the phone, which is after sales support? Because oftentimes we buy products, but later on we lament the fact that when it breaks down, there is no person or no outlet that can repair. How many times this has happened in the past? So this is after sales support. So basically, total quality management, you were asking, is being able to provide the wholesome customer experience. Okay. So it's no longer just a thing that the product needs its specification. No, it connotes the total customer experience. First of all, important that the quality must get support from the top. Because if you don't get the support from the top management, then the whole thing crumbles. They have to embrace the whole concept of TQM. Well, it is a fact here in the Philippines and in the West. We follow the Western type of management as being mostly American influence. So the whole imprimatur must have to come from the top. But in Japan, it's a different thing. Most of the initiative comes from below, and then this now is moved vertically along the hierarchy. Okay? Kasi Japanese is basically consensus building, which is very practical because of the culture of the Japanese. Okay? But to some Western people, they say consensus building is rather slow process. So you have to have the consent of this level before you move up to this level, and then consensus here before you move up to the next level. That's the difference. The Western type is a top-bottom approach, while the Japanese is a bottom-up approach. Okay, first step, the total quality management must have imprimatur from top leadership. Second, it must have employee involvement. Okay, employee involvement means that everybody, not only the quality assurance people, are involved in quality. Kasi to some people, why do I care about quality? It's the work of quality assurance. But when you say TQM, whatever your position, whether you're the top poncho of the company, or you're the middle manager, or the operating staff, up to down to the lowliest level, quality is your concern. It does not distinguish. Okay. And the third part is promoting product and process excellence. Okay. And this is done through what we call Kaizen. Directly translated into the English language, it means continuous improvement. Meaning to say, if this is where you are and this is where you want to go, you cannot jump directly from your current state directly to your ideal state. It has to go through some baby steps. No? You have to move little step towards your ideal state, and that is one thing that PQM is all about. Quality circle, we have heard about quality circle. Then is considered the chief architect for industrial success of Japan. His name is W. Edwards Deming. In fact, one of the most prestigious awards in Japan. Okay. Japanese give him the total credit is the Deming Award, Quality Award. So, every year the Deming Quality Award gives award to the top or distinguished company in Japan that has embraced and implemented the benefit is you get everybody involved in quality. So which is a hard thing to do. Okay, how do you make every person embrace or take ownership of quality? That's the hardest thing. Okay. Secondly, it results into tremendous improvement in how you deliver products and services to your customers. If you just tell a customer that one of our core principle is TQM, they will already say, wow, this is a different company. It gives the distinction already that you are not just one of the Dick, John, and Harry type of company. You're not just a mom and pop company. You're a company that has totally embraced TQM. And parang ang effect niyan is you distinguish yourself ahead of your competition. Okay? So parang if you are a soldier, you now have the stripes. Okay? To show that quality is how we do things here. Quality is everybody's business. So, and third thing, your people feels empowered. One thing about TPM is that there is a concept of Andon cord, Andon, A-N-D-O-N cord. Okay. The Andon cord is like a trip wire in which the machine operator, once he senses that something went wrong into the process, can step on the trip wire and stop the whole process. The logic behind this is before you propagate the errors, you can imagine if you have an automated machine, how many products can it produce in a minute? Maybe thousands or hundreds. Now, if you wait like 1 hour before you stop the line, just imagine how many defective products you will produce. So, the Andon cord empowers the operator to stop the line. And the logic is he is in the best position to say whether the process really went berserk, no? Okay, and that is I am citing this because TQM major concept is to empower people. Now, again, clash of culture. If you in the Western world, an operator cannot just stop the line. You have to move. You have to inform your supervisor about this. The supervisor tells the manager tells the vice president tells the COO. And before all these things are stopped and corrected, wow, maybe half day or even a full day production of defective products that we have already. So that is one of the benefits. So people feel proud that they're part of the whole the implementation. The functionality here means what are those aspects that are critical to what? Sensors. Well, the technology has evolved really. Used to be everything is done by visual. But if you're doing so many products and you're producing at rapid speed, okay, to output a certain product, then you cannot just rely on simple visual. You have to use technology, and that means sensors. Another sensors that measures the weight. Now, once the weight is now varying or the dimensions being altered, there must be an automatic detection for that. So, if let's say a series and alarms, no? When I say alarms, it doesn't only register on the screen, but the alarm is sending signal to the operator that that the machine is encountering products that are defective. That's very crucial. And in the operations side, we call it error proofing the process, which in Japanese is called Pokayoke. Pokayoke, Tagalog.
So in your previous company, you used that?
Yes, to a certain extent we
The
use
sensor.
sensors. We use the sensors. In which several sheets are piled together. Let's say every 10 pieces, you have 10 like this. They're piled on top of each other. Okay? And then you get 2 pieces, some out of, let's say, let's not say 10, but let's say 100 pieces, which is 10 piles. You get 2 pieces at random. Okay. And then out of the 2 pieces, you test this thing. So, the 2 pieces, let's say, if the acceptance criteria is that both, and say, at least one piece pass. Meaning to say, acceptable means either one piece, x equals 1, or x equals 2, because you have 2 pieces that are being tested. Now, if both pieces turn out to be unacceptable or did not pass the test, so this is unacceptable, then you reject the whole lot. The whole lot is the 100 pieces. Now, you will ask me what type of tests do you conduct with this? One, the dimension test. Okay, let's say the length of the pieces must be 8 feet, and the width, effective width coverage should be at least 28 inches. Okay, that's one. Dimension test. Squareness test. Squalado ba yung... Okay. Secondly, are there stains? Like, the sheet must be shiny. There must be no imperfection. Like if there is like a black spot. The black spot means that the zinc coating. Okay, what makes the steel sheet resistance to weathering or will be the zinc that are the zinc that is melted and then applied on top of the coating. The idea is, look, if you put a steel in an environment, maybe after 2 or 3 days you'll see already corrosion. The idea is to put zinc, molten zinc on it, because the zinc reacts more passively than the steel when exposed. So in fact, the zinc sacrifices itself before it attacks the base metal, which is the steel. So if there are imperfections like this, then your barrier protection against rust is already question mark.
Sir, what do you do to the reject?
Well, we downgrade the quality. We don't sell it as prime. We sell it as class B, depending on the severity of the imperfections. Because there are some non-critical application of roofing. Let's say those can be used as pig pen houses, poultry houses, which is not as critical as when you place it on your roof. Or there are some people who cannot afford the high prime prices of product, so they're willing to buy the fallouts, the quality fallout, the non-prime product. And I hate to say, some of the informers have less. They buy those.
Is there any award received by the company you've worked before?
Well, we are ISO certified.
Sir, what year?
ISO certification is a quality management system certification for quality. It's award. The ISO is a standard, a voluntary standard, meaning not everybody is compelled to get that. But I see the day that most companies will elect to be part of being ISO certified, because it distinguishes the company from the rest of the competition. So we are ISO certified 9001-2008 series and ISO 14000, which is environment management system. Meaning, as we produce our product, we also would like to be tagged as a good steward of environment. We don't pollute the planet. Okay, so it's not an award. It's 15 years. In fact, we are known by the name Apo. Apo brand. Basta Piero Apo. And a lot of people are saying that the roofing materials that they bought 20 years ago are still in perfect condition. If you notice, that is now the problem with most steel roofing. The thickness of the steel is like the thickness of your tin cans. So when you step on the roof, there is there's likelihood that your weight will not be supported and you might
So,
fall. And also, one thing, the zinc coating that they place, which is the protective coating, says it's 215 grams per square meter. I can say some of our competitors are putting less than half of it, maybe 80. And that will last in an environment like Manila for only about 2 to 3 years.
and easily got rusted.
Yeah, once the zinc gets uh, uh, ninipisan, it will lose its the material. Then the steel will be exposed, and that is where the corrosion. If you happen to be on board the plane and you're touching down Naiya, and you look at the window, you can see all the red rusted wood. Brown.
Naiyak.
Okay. And it's a sign that those roofs need to be replaced. The irony is the government is not doing strong measures to protect the interests of the consumers. And that's my lament. I was part of the technical committee, and I was challenging my colleagues that we have to leave a legacy, not just because of business. They say, why would you put a roof that is so strong? It's like giving your customer shoes that before there was Antibay, right? Your shoes is already out of fashion, and yet it's so strong, it will last. And they say if the roof is very, very durable, it's bad for our business, which is totally contrary to my principles and beliefs. Because if you happen to have, let's say, you bought a low-cost housing, okay, and you put this under pag-ibig or 20 years, and suddenly after 3 years your roof is already leaking. What will happen? Most likely the amount that you have to pay for the amortization will go in terms of replacement of the roof, and most likely you will default on your pag-ibig loan. So who's being sacrificed here? People, the ultimate consumers. Now you look, okay, now maybe after this interview, you'll be more worried about the roof that you buy from the hardware store, and easily you can see what I'm talking about.
They paid for the low price, so
No, they said most people when they buy roof, they don't look at the quality. They think
Are the same.
are all the same. It's what the money in their pocket can buy. Di ba? So they'll buy the cheapest, not knowing that yung mura,
for
bibili
5
ka ng
years.
mura na after 3 years nagmumura ka na rin.